The old oak in the park was more than just a tree. It was our family's anchor. Every year, we gathered beneath its branches for a photograph, a ritual started by Terry, our neighbor. Those pictures were a promise of stability, a lie I desperately wanted to believe. Mom and Dad were gone, leaving behind a void that echoed in every room of the house. I found the old photos tucked away, a painful reminder of happier times. Each image a ghost of the past. The earliest picture showed me as a toddler, cradled between my parents, beneath the oak's canopy. Even then, something felt off, a shadow too dark, a presence unseen. Year after year, the pictures documented our lives, but in each frame a figure lurked in the background, a silent observer with eyes like burning coals. I tried to dismiss it, but the dread grew stronger with each passing image. After the funeral, the ritual ended. No more pictures, no more forced smiles. But the man in the shadows remained, his presence lingering in my thoughts, a constant, chilling reminder. He was in the first photo I picked up, a face between my parents through the lace of oak branches. I laughed at first. A photobomb, I told myself. Someone standing off path, caught by the camera flash. The man had long gray hair around a bald crown, a ragged grin missing teeth, and eyes that flared unnatural red in the flash. I tucked that image under my thumb and flipped to the next. The same man, same spot, same red eyes. 15 years later, same grin. He looked older in one, younger in another. He never changed. He never blinked. Maybe my parents knew him. Maybe Terry had a friend who liked practical jokes. It helped at first, the way superstition calms nausea. Breaking news! Terry Sturt, convicted murderer, had died. A deathbed confession. Terry swore he was innocent and named Paul Randling as the real killer. Paul Randling, sentenced 1943, a double murder, life in prison, a man supposedly locked away decades before my parents were even born. The man had moved. Where he had been behind my parents in every image, he now stood directly behind me. In the print where I was 3, his smile was inches from my small head. In the teenage shot, his face hovered over my shoulder like a shadow. I felt watched, in a room with only sunlight and furniture. Every creak of the house sounded like footsteps, every shadow a looming figure. Burn them. Jake said, blunt and distant. Throw them away. It's just old film. But I couldn't. I was drawn to them. Samantha wanted evidence and an appointment to talk. She suggested scanning the images, sending them off to a lab. I promised I would. I didn't leave the house. I didn't burn anything. I laid the photos out on the coffee table and watched little changes as if the air itself were rearranging them. When I blinked, he had leaned closer. When I stood, the photo showed him breathless at my shoulder. I laughed at myself once, an ugly, high sound. And the oak outside the window threw a branch-shaped shadow across the living room like a reaching hand. The oak stood huge and indifferent, its roots like ribs beneath the earth. The park smelled of wet leaves and cut grass. I felt ridiculous and hollow. The ritual, now absurd without them. I smiled because rituals demand it. Camera lit. The little mechanical whir of the timer sounded like a pulse. The flash caught the edges of the oak, my hand, the dampness in the grass. The photograph shows me under the oak. I am small in the frame, a single figure in the center. Behind me, closer than the bark, is the face I had seen for years. His grin is a crescent of absence. The eyes, in the harsh white of the flash, are a hot smudge of red. He is standing so close that his cheek nearly overlaps mine. There's a smudge on the lens, like breath. I held the phone until my fingers went numb. Something small tapped once against the glass. Not wind, not a branch. Fingernail. A laugh, folded in half and tucked into the cold. I couldn't hear Terry calling my name. I couldn't hear my parents. The tradition, the promise of being whole, had turned into an invitation. The man in the oak's shadow filled the print. He wasn't smiling now. He was only waiting. I left the house. I went to the tree. I had no choice. I stepped into the shadow. Now I am one of them. The tree takes its due.